OpenAI's top executives are in Washington, D.C. They're demonstrating the technology the company has to lawmakers. Of course, this as the DeepSeek threat, so to speak, looms large. Plus, the source tells CNBC that OpenAI is looking to raise more cash, this time from SoftBank. Kate Rooney's in D.C., and she's exclusively with OpenAI's Chief Product Officer. Kate.
David, good to see you. We have Kevin Weil here, Chief Product Officer of OpenAI. It's great to see you, Kevin. Thanks for sitting down.
Thank you for having me.
You did just get off stage and demoed some technology. I know you can't speak about exactly what you were walking lawmakers and administration folks through, but what is your message to Washington? Maybe give us the big picture takeaway from that.
Well, we've long had a policy of coming to D.C. and talking about how AI is evolving. We want to bring everybody along with us. These are important changes for people personally, also for our nation's economy and so on. So that's what we're here talking about. In particular, 2025 is the year that agents will become a big deal. And what we mean by that is we're going to go from ChatGPT answering questions for you to ChatGPT doing things for you in the real world. So we launched our first agent last week, a product called Operator. It browses the web for you, so it can do tasks for you on the web, whether that's ordering groceries or filling out forms, the kind of things that you just want to have done for you, so you can work on more important things. And then we talked about today a couple of other agentic products that we'll be delivering soon.
I would think that adds a lot of efficiency, maybe something the Fed would start looking to. I do want to talk about the elephant in the room, which is DeepSeek. Can you share any more about what happened here with DeepSeek and the recourse for OpenAI?
Look, I think there are a lot of legitimate and concerning questions about the origins here. And at the same time, there are a couple of novel improvements that they've made. And what it means for me is, like, my takeaway is China is here. We knew that that AI was going to be it's not just a competition between U.S. companies. It's ultimately a competition between the U.S. and the PRC. This is the first, big kind of salvo in that, and AI is going to transform our personal lives. It's going to transform our professional lives. I want an AI that behaves according to democratic values. I don't want an AI that behaves according to authoritarian values. So we at OpenAI, our mission is to make sure that U.S. wins this race.
And with those IP issues, you guys have flat out accused them of basically ripping off your technology. I mean, that is the big elephant in the room, that they may have stolen some technology to get here. With that in mind and that backdrop, what are the technological advances? What is the cost implication for OpenAI? How does it change the way you maybe think about raising capital in the future?
Well, this wouldn't be the first time that China has gone after U.S. IP. But for us, we're focused on building the world's most intelligent models and bringing them to people all over the world in a way that that improves people's lives. And we've already, we have a new model coming soon that we've already talked about that is head and shoulders above anything that's out there today. We're focused on that. We're focused on using that to build products like agents that help people be more efficient, that help businesses operate more efficiently, that help the U.S. grow faster. And that's our focus.
It doesn't mean you need to spend less, to be clear.
No, if anything, look, everything that we've seen over the past 10 years of building these products is that the more compute you apply, the more intelligent the model is, the more things that it can do for people. So that's why we were so excited. We announced last week, we were with President Trump in the Roosevelt Room and announced this project Stargate, where we're going to put $500 billion towards energy, infrastructure, chips in the U.S. across a range of states to help OpenAI win. And we're very excited about that. And as AI becomes more of a part of all of our lives, it's only going to be more important that we have a lot of access to compute, that we can build great products for people.
How have conversations gone with the administration around this DeepSeek issue and then export controls? Is that something you think that would help if fewer semiconductors were getting out of the U.S.?
Yeah, look, President Trump wants the U.S. to win. We want the U.S. to win. And he wants growth, and we want to help drive U.S. growth. So there's a lot of alignment, and we're very excited to work with the administration. It's one of the reasons we're here. We're doing an increasing amount with the government. We just earlier this week, we launched a product called ChatGPT Gov, which is a version of ChatGPT specifically for U.S. government agencies that respects security and compliance and all the things that you need to do to build a great product for the U.S. government. We also today announced a partnership with the national labs. So we're working with Los Alamos, Sandia, Lawrence Livermore, These are incredible groups of scientists that do fundamental physics research. They do material science research. They do research that helps safeguard the nuclear stockpile. And we're going to bring them our most intelligent models to help them do their jobs in advanced science and advanced national security faster. National
security seems to be such a big theme here and something officials really obviously care about. What about those export controls? Semiconductors are such a big part of that. Is that something you guys have been lobbying for?
Well, if you go and look, some of what the DeepSeek CEO has said is that they wish they had more GPUs. Mm-hmm. And this is why it's so important for the U.S. to invest in infrastructure. We need more energy. We need more data centers, supercomputers, GPUs, because this is what drives the AI revolution. And again, this is U.S. versus PRC, and the U.S. needs to win.
I do want to ask you about SoftBank. I've been hearing from sources that you guys are in the middle of raising. It might not be something you can comment on, but I do need to ask you, what is the latest with SoftBank? Do you plan to raise up to $25 billion?
Well, SoftBank is an amazing partner. They were part of our announcement of Stargate with President Trump. It was President Trump, Massa, Larry Ellison, and Sam in the Roosevelt Room. So SoftBank is an incredible partner. They see the future the way we do, and we're very excited to continue our partnership there.
And last question on DeepSeek. All of these open source models, it seems, have really caught people's attention. If these are available to download and tweak for free, what kind of moat does OpenAI have from a technology perspective? How are you guarding against some of that competition?
Well, it's two things. One, we're about to launch some models that are meaningfully beyond the state of the art today. So that in itself, we need to keep running fast and keep our research ahead of, in particular, what's coming out of China. Mm-hmm. And then also, we don't just build models, we also build products. So we have ChatGPT that's helping people every day accomplish a huge variety of tasks. And we've got products for businesses. And so it is both increasingly intelligent models and staying ahead, and it's building great products that help people be more efficient and productive in their daily lives.